MotoGP 2025 is witnessing extraordinary dominance. Behind the track, which vibrates with the roar of the Ducati GP25 engine, one name stands out: Marc Marquez. But amidst the might of this living legend, a loud voice has emerged from a young, potential-filled racer, Pedro Acosta. What gives Pedro Acosta the confidence to believe he can beat Marc Marquez? Let's discuss it. This season, Marquez is leading the standings by 68 points and has reached new heights in motorcycle racing. He has 8 wins in sprint races and 6 Grand Prix wins, the pinnacle being his perfect victory at the 2025 Dutch GPP. He achieved all this despite falling hard on Friday and needing stitches on his chin and bruises on his hips. Nevertheless, Marquez appeared like a fighter, overcoming the pain and conquering the track. "Adrenaline is the best painkiller," Marquez said after the race. One by one, his rivals fell. Aprilia's Marco Bezzecchi, Yamaha's Fabio Quartararo, and Aprilia's Jorge Martin were unable to match the baby alien's speed and consistency. Even Yamaha, despite winning 4 pole positions this season, was powerless when the starting lights went out. Amid Marc Marquez's seemingly unstoppable dominance, this season, a confident voice emerged from a remarkable rookie, Pedro Acosta. The young Red Bull Gas Tech 3 racer did not hesitate to make a bold statement that immediately caught the attention of the MotoGP world. In the end, Ducati is the only motorbike that can compete with Marquez, Acosta emphasized with a serious tone that reflected his ambition. The statement was not a momentary outburst of emotion or an empty bluff. With a determined look and firm tone, Acosta implied that, if given an equivalent motorbike to Marc Marquez's Ducati factory team bike, he could stop the 8-time world champion's dominance. His words clearly illustrate the spirit of a young rider unafraid to face the giants. He knows that talent and courage alone are not enough to rise to the top. He needs the right tools. In the current MotoGP context, only the Desmo Sedici GP25 can pave the way to glory. "I have to have a better bike and start performing well this year. Then we'll see," Acosta continued, showing that he is also realistic. Progress and performance are still the keys to reaching the highest level. Currently, Acosta sits in 3rd place with 137 points. The result of consistent performance, though he has yet to reach the podium in any of the 10 series. These statistics seem to confirm that, despite his extraordinary potential, the limitations of the bike are still the main obstacle in the hunt for the title. However, Pedro Acosta has given a clear signal with his burning spirit and growing belief. If Ducati gives him the same opportunity, then fighting against Marquez's dominance is no longer a dream, but a challenge he is ready to take on. Marquez's rise is extraordinary. After suffering a horrific injury in 2020 that threatened to ruin his career with Honda, he chose the difficult path. He joined Gresini Ducati without a salary or his old crew chief and had his collaboration with iconic sponsor Red Bull, but the sacrifice paid off. He finished 3rd in the standings in 2024, and this season he became the undisputed leader. Jorge Lorenzo said that all of Ducati's development paths are now being directed to suit Marquez's extreme style, something that only Honda used to do. However, Lorenzo also offered a word of caution. Ducati must not become too focused on Marquez. He believes that Ducati can maintain balance by involving teams like VR46 in developing the motorbike. Although Marc Marquez performed extraordinarily amazing millions of viewers, not everyone was happy with his absolute dominance. Carlo Pernot, a MotoGP veteran and former manager of Valentino Rossi, issued harsh criticism that shook the paddock world. He said that Marquez's dominance could kill the tension and passion of the competition. "We have the best rider, the best bike, and the best team. What more could you ask for?" "It's more than just winning," Pernot said sarcastically. He did not hesitate to say that Ducati's decision, especially under Gigi D'Aligna's leadership, to prioritize Marquez above all else was like closing the opportunity for healthy competition on the track. According to him, this step hindered the World Championship, essentially giving Marquez a solo performance without an equal opponent. This statement reflects the growing concern felt by observers, rivals, and even fans, and is not just criticism. They are concerned that MotoGP could lose its appeal if the competition turns into one-sided dominance without attractive dynamics. Amidst the intense competition in MotoGP this season, Pedro Acosta stands at a crossroads that could define the trajectory of his career. As a sensational rookie predicted to be a future star, Acosta knows that passion and ambition alone are not enough to become a world champion. It takes talent, competitive tools, a strong team, and momentum. However, the reality on the track suggests otherwise. His team, KTM, is still struggling to break through the dominance of the top teams. Consistency is an issue, and the pressure to perform well immediately is increasing. In this situation, speculation has emerged. Will Acosta seek new opportunities, perhaps with Ducati? They are the only manufacturer currently capable of providing the resources necessary to compete with Marc Marquez in response to the speculation. Acosta did not rule out the possibility. However, he remains grounded in reality. His main focus right now is proving that he deserves to be considered, regardless of the motorbike he rides. "I have to execute it well now, not 2 years from now," he said firmly, indicating that he does not want to wait for the right time. He wants to create the moment himself, here and now. Acosta's next steps could be some of the most pivotal in the future of the MotoGP competition. It's not just Acosta in the spotlight. Rumors in the paddock say that Jorge Martin is also considering opportunities outside Ducati, including the surprising possibility of joining Honda. The Japanese manufacturer is in the midst of a major transition. Having recruited Romano Albiciano from Aprilia to rebuild its technical foundations, this transformation signals Honda's seriousness about returning to winning ways as MotoGP enters a new phase with the 2027 regulations. Meanwhile, Ducati, now the dominant force on the grid, is facing mounting internal and external pressure. The seat on the Red Baloney team is increasingly hotly contested by young talents hungry for glory. The question now is not just who will stay at Ducati, but also who is strong and smart enough to take the throne in the new era about to begin. The 2025 MotoGP season is shaping up to be an epic tale of an unshakable legend and a young challenger, hungry for glory. Marc Marquez, a veteran warrior, has risen from the dark days of injury to dominate once again with his signature fearless style. Pedro Acosta, a wonder kid who is not only fast but also smart at recognizing opportunities, is slowly but surely designing his way to the world throne. This is a battle between 2 generations and 2 visions. It's a duel that will determine not only who is the fastest on the track, but also who is most worthy of holding the torch of glory. It's more than just a fight for pole position. It's a fight for legacy, identity, and the future direction of MotoGP. Will we one day see Acosta riding a Ducati and challenging Marquez on equal terms? Or will Marquez continue to make history and extend his dominance into future seasons? Share your thoughts below.